Alright, this one is TS365 knife. 365. Lighting anodized. So this is the color version, of course. Lightning anodized, I think it's called, but it's colored. And the non-color version is about $70-something, and this one is $100. Of course, I got it for cheap in eBay, but yeah, I probably wouldn't pay that much for this knife. It's a little bit strange. It's very light flipper. The detent is almost non-existent. Probably if I do this, yeah, it will open. You know, if I just do this, which is which is a little bit scary if you put it in your pocket with this pretty cool pocket clip, also you know, colored, and it's a little bit deep. Okay, it's pretty cool, but I mean, this knife is very smooth. It's very smooth. You don't have any I rarely see the knife so smooth. It doesn't have any details here, any jimping or whatever. It's super smooth handle. I don't know why they made it. It's cool, but if your hands are a little bit sweaty or your hands are a little bit wet or something, you may kind of slip on this knife. But as we can see, it's kind of beautiful. The design is not so different or something. It's kind of a classic knife, but with this colored handle, it looks very cool. If I have to be honest, I will never buy the other version, which is just the plain, because this knife is nothing too much. I mean, the blade is pretty big, and it's probably a good cutter. Should be. D2 steel, and it's pretty comfortable in the hand, which will make it a nice cutter. It's milled inside, that's why it's pretty light for the size of it. And the size of it, let's see how big it is compared to, let's see, it's Spyderco Parameter 2. It's a little bit bigger knife. If we put the Spyderco above it, it seems it's bigger. It's almost one finger big. Yeah, I'm not giving you dimensions here, because as I said, the purpose of these videos is to catalogize my knives, so I can see what knives I have. That's why the videos are short, and just looking at the knives from all sides, pointing out some characteristics of the knives. Of course, as I said, this is TS365 with D2 steel. Yeah, and we have 365 days of the year, so this knife is the ear knife, we may say, because it's TS 365. But it's not, I mean, not my favorite knife, I would say. I will probably point out which knives are my favorite and which are not, and this one particular is not, and the detent is almost non-existent. I don't know what's happening. Probably in eBay, well, I have a little bit of a suspicion, because I bought all of my Tucson knives that I will show you in these videos that are just before this one or after this one. There will be about Tucson knives mostly, and they probably in the eBay sell sometimes knives that are having a little bit of issues, some tiny defects that are almost non-visible, but they sell them on eBay. Because in eBay, usually you get the knives for cheaper. For example, for this knife, I think it was around $60-70 or something like this. Not more probably, because I wouldn't give more about for this knife. The liner lock also is not the best in the world. I mean, it's very thin. And it's also a little bit sharp when you push it, but nothing too much. I mean, I've seen sharper. I've seen worst. And the centering of the blade is pretty amazing, as most Tucson knives these days. It's very cool. The pocket lips looks nice. It's not very sturdy. It's not very, you know, strong. So it will be a good knife to carry in your jeans, and it will never, because it has a little bit of a jimping here, but it will never tear your jeans like other knives will. So this probably is a good thing for this knife. So yeah, this is TS365 little tiny review. Thank you very much.